issues and challenges. Pradeep Kumar Pand. Pand 1. Odisha is one of the fastest growing state economies in India. According to 2015 से 16 economic survey, Odisha's gross state domestic product (GSDP) was expected to grow at 7 से 8% in the 2014 से 15. Odisha has an agriculture-based economy which is in transition towards an industry and service-based economy. According to Dun and Bradstreet report, the GSDP is expected to grow at a rate of 8.1% during 2015 से 2020. Odisha is also one of the top FDI destinations in India. However, the state faces several developmental issues in terms of regional disparity. Removal of regional disparities has been one of the important development strategies of the state government. However, due to several economic, social and institutional obstacles, all regions in Odisha have not shared the gains of development in an equitable manner. Some regions continue to remain backward. The undivided districts of Koraput, Bolangir and Kalahandi, KBK districts, form one such region where the incidence of poverty is very high. Several other pockets of southern and western Odisha are also socially and economically depressed. These regions are also frequently visited by natural calamities including severe droughts and floods. Persistence of heavy incidence of poverty in these regions is a cause of concern. 9 key initiatives which have been taken to address problems of underdevelopment and regional disparities are Special Plan for KBK Districts, Biju KBK Plan for KBK Districts, Biju Kandhamal Oi Gajpati Yojana, Backward Regions Grant Fund, ACA for Left-Wing Extremism Affected Districts, Gopbandhu Gramin Yojana, Western Odisha Development Council for Backward Western Districts. Grant Senate received to bridge critical infrastructure gaps in identified sectors in the tribal sub-plan. TSP areas and implementation of development programs in TSP areas funded out of special central assistance. The state needs to conceptualize a well-articulated development strategy with special emphasis on poverty and human development with emphasis on building rural and urban productive infrastructure, strengthen the momentum already gained in mobilizing rural poor with emphasis on women and vulnerable groups, strengthening social security system to reduce IMR, OMR, provide food security and increase female literacy, etc. Focused efforts for reducing poverty and achieving sustainable development goals, improving governance and service delivery mechanisms, promoting broad-based growth, encouraging private investment, public-private partnership and public-private community partnership, emphasis on creation of adequate self-employment bata employment opportunities, enhancing and promoting convergence at district level across large number of government programs through strengthening integrated district planning to achieve the SDGs, focus on household-based micro-planning to provide support for livelihoods of most vulnerable groups in different parts of the state with special emphasis to KBK region. Keywords: Odisha economy, growth, introduction. Odisha is accredited as a good performer of economy in terms of better economic growth rates. The continuing economic slowdown at global as well as national level did not deter Odisha state to achieve higher anticipated economic growth rate of 7 to 8% in real terms at market prices 2014 से 15. Odisha's economy has grown at a real annual average rate of 8.23% at 2004-05 prices during the 11th plan period. Significantly, the real annual growth rate of the agriculture and allied sectors in the state has been 3.4% during the 11th plan. It is worthwhile to mention here that human development indicators have also improved across all regions and all classes in Odisha. The overall literacy rate for Odisha is 73.45% against the national average of 74.04% in 2011, male literacy being 82.40% and female literacy 64.36%. The gender gap in literacy has come down from 24.84 percentage points in 2001 to 18.04 in 2011. The rural-urban gap in literacy levels has reduced from about 21 percentage points in 2001 to about 16 percentage points in 2011. Infant mortality rate and maternal mortality ratio have declined from 73 and 303 respectively in 2006 to 61 and 258 respectively in 2011. 10 districts namely Jharsuguda, Kandhamal, Angul, Khorda, Sambalpur, Sundargarh, Cuttack, Kendujhar, Koraput and Jagatsinghpur have per capita income higher than Odisha with Jharsuguda reporting the highest per capita income followed by Angul. The per capita income of Kandhamal district was higher probably due to bumper crop production particularly of ginger and turmeric production during 2010 से 11 and lowest population density in the state. In terms of percentage share of GDP to state GSDP, Sundargarh contributed maximum to the state's GSDP with 8.54% share followed by Khorda 7.52% and Cuttack and Ganjam 7.09% each in 2010 से 11. Deoghar district contributed lowest to GSDP of Odisha with 0.53 GDP share in 2010 से 11. Present section gave an overview of Odisha economy. Section 2 outlines objective, data source and methodology of the present study. Section 3 outlines current scenario of regional disparity along with issues and challenges. Section 4 outlines assessment of various central government and state government scheme for addressing regional disparity. Summary with strategies to overcome these issues and bottlenecks are outlined in Section 4. Objective, data source and methodology of the study. The objective of the present study is to I. Assessment of current scenario of regional disparity along with issues and challenges. 2. Assessment of various central government and state government scheme for addressing regional disparity. 3. Strategies to overcome these issues and bottlenecks. 126 Odisha Economic Journal, Vol 48. Data were collected from Odisha Economic Survey published by Planning and Coordination Department, Government of Odisha. General measures of central tendency and dispersion are applied for data analysis. Current scenario of regional disparity. Per capita income is an important indicator of standard of living of the people. The rising trends of per capita real net state domestic product (NSDP) for Odisha from 2004-05 to 2014 से 15 at 2004-05 prices are observed. The per capita income real NSDP of Odisha during 2014 से 15 is estimated at रुपए 28,384 as per the advance estimates, which accounted for a growth rate of 7.31% over 2013 से 14. Before the beginning of the 11th plan, during 2006-07, the per capita income of Odisha was 21,585 रुपए. It increased to 25,847 रुपए in 2011 से 12 at the end of 11th plan, registering a growth of 19.74% during the 11th plan period. Odisha has been continuously striving to bridge the gap in the real per capita income with the national average. Though the gap in real per capita income between Odisha and the national average has been reducing over the recent years, this gap has remained as area of concern. Odisha still lags far behind in comparison to several faster growing states and national averages. As per the advance estimate of statewise GSDP for 2013 से 14, the real per capita NSDP of Odisha in 2013 से 14 at factor cost at 2004-05 prices was 25,891 रुपए, which was higher than that of Bihar, Uttar Pradesh, Assam. Employment in the 2011 census, the population of Odisha was reported to be 4.20 crore, about 3.47% of the population of the country. As per 2011 population census, the total number of workers was 175.42 lakh, of which 151.04 lakh, 86.1% were in rural Odisha and 24.38 lakh, 13.9% in urban Odisha. The male workers were 119.03 lakh, which constituted 67.9% of the total workers, and female workers were 56.39 lakhs, being 32.1% of total workers. The main workers numbered 107.08 lakh, constituting 61% of the total workers, while the cultivators were reported as 41.04 lakh, 23.4% of total workers, and agricultural laborers 67.40 lakh, 38.4% of the total workers. In rural areas, the percentage of main workers to total workers accounted for 57.1% and in urban areas it was 85.5%. Further, it was also reported that total number of marginal workers was 68.34 lakh, constituting 39% to the total workers, out of which 81.9% were engaged for 3 से 6 months and the balance 18.1% were engaged for less than 3 months during the reference period. Census data for 2011 revealed that there was an increase of 22.9% of total workers in 2011 census over 2001 census. The proportion of male workers to male population and female workers to female population in the state stood at 56.1% and 27.2% respectively. Poverty. Odisha has historically witnessed higher incidence of poverty. In recent years, Odisha has been able to reduce poverty at faster rates. As per estimates made by the Planning Commission based on the Tendulkar Committee methodology, poverty in Odisha declined by 24.6 percentage points from 57.2% in 2004-05 to 32.6% in 2011 से 12. This was the highest poverty reduction by any major state in the country. Poverty declined in all national sample survey regions, i.e. coastal, northern and southern regions, and among all social classes, i.e. Sant, SC, OBC and others of Odisha. This implies inclusive growth in Odisha. Though there has been significant poverty reduction among Sant and SC communities and in northern and southern regions, the incidence of poverty in Odisha Economic Journal, southern and northern regions as well as among Sant and SC communities still continues to be high and remains a matter of concern. The state witnesses wide regional, social and general disparities in development. All regions have not shared the gains of development in an equitable manner. Issues and challenges. A daunting challenge is to transform rural economies and achieve higher sustainable growth in agriculture and allied sectors. This would significantly contribute to the objective of more inclusive growth and require appropriate measures to raise productivity of the agriculture and allied sectors so that the income and employment opportunities in these sectors are enhanced in a sustained manner. Sustainable growth in agriculture will depend upon large-scale public investment in expanding irrigation facilities. Increasing irrigation potential and drought-proofing are critical prerequisites to enhance agricultural productivity. A renewed thrust is needed to expand irrigation, promote watershed development at a massive scale in rainfed areas, diversify crops, strengthen rural marketing, encourage agricultural extension and technology transfer, expand crop insurance and improve rural infrastructure. Higher growth targets for agriculture and allied sectors can be achieved if public and private investments in these sectors are substantially augmented and appropriate. Institutional reforms are undertaken in an expeditious manner. There is an urgent need to ensure that long-term farm credit is available and made affordable to farmers with a view to encouraging capital formation in the farm sector. More specifically, long-term credit for agriculture and allied sectors should be made available by the banks at a rate not exceeding 7%. There is a need to substantially enhance the scope of and central funding for integrated watershed management program in rainfed areas and to extend ABE or other central funding to support mega lift projects. The state has rightly put emphasis on sustainability of economic development, which underscores the need for sustainable management of natural resources including biodiversity, environment, forests, land and water. The need of the hour is to substantially augment human resource development capacities at both national and state levels. More and more institutions of higher technical and managerial learning and massive networks of IT, tool rooms, centers of excellence and other training facilities are required to be established throughout the state with a view to enhancing employable technical and soft skills of unemployed youth. Odisha should put employment generation on a mission more by way of convergence of resources and activities under different programs and aims at generating at least 1 million self-employment and employment opportunities for unemployed people. The state should also focus on substantially improving human development indicators and stepping up investments in social sectors, particularly health, education, poverty eradication and other social safety nets. We suggest that subsidized LPG connections should be provided for implementation of midday meal program and supplementary nutrition program so that cooking is undertaken in an eco-friendly environment. There is also need to make adequate provisions for gender equality and child and women welfare. Special efforts are needed to arrest fast declining sex ratio among children in 0 से 6 year age group and to improve the welfare of girl children. Greater attention is needed to substantially improve human development indicators and welfare of disadvantaged sections, particularly scheduled castes and scheduled tribes. A conditional cash transfer 128 Odisha scheme for promoting girls' education in the educationally backward blocks would be really worthwhile. The Physical Infrastructure and Human Development Index of the tribal areas calls for massive public investment. State has embarked upon an ambitious plan to provide hostel facilities to 5 lakh girl children belonging to scheduled tribes and scheduled castes. The growth strategy should focus on raising the productivity of the economy and creating an environment which enables private and public sectors to realize their full potential. The plan document also highlights various dimensions of inclusiveness and accords very high priority to develop human capabilities, particularly those of marginalized and disadvantaged sections, so that they are enabled to take advantage of emerging opportunities. These are challenging tasks and would require greater attention and immediate actions on several fronts, including enabling policies and programs. It is also necessary that the objective of high growth is complemented by appropriate and adequate social protection measures. A major challenge currently is to enhance the economy's capacity for growth, to deal with the issues of regional disparities, particularly those of widening gap between more developed and less developed areas, and to mobilize adequate resources from various sources. The state should give reasonable tax breaks for attracting private investment in labor-intensive manufacturing, agro-processing, tourism and other employment-generating sectors. The removal of intrastate imbalances has been receiving special attention in the plan strategy of the state. The Koraput Bolangir Kalahandi (KBK) region of Odisha still considerably lags behind in terms of most development indicators. Assessment of schemes. Removal of regional disparities has been one of the important development strategies of the state government. However, due to several economic, social and institutional obstacles, all regions in Odisha have not shared the gains of development in an equitable manner. Some regions continue to remain backward. The undivided districts of Koraput, Bolangir and Kalahandi, popularly known as KBK districts, form one such region where the incidence of poverty is very high. Several other pockets of southern and western Odisha are also socially and economically depressed. These regions are also frequently visited by natural calamities including severe droughts and floods. Persistence of heavy incidence of poverty in these regions is a cause of concern. 9 key initiatives which have been taken to address problems of underdevelopment and regional disparities are: Special Plan for KBK Districts. The state government, in consultation with the Government of India, has formulated a long-term action plan (LTAP) but a revised long-term action plan (LTAP) for speedy development of the KBK districts. The special plan has focused on improving productive infrastructure, strengthening livelihoods of the marginalized communities, improving literacy levels and accelerating the pace of development in this region. Special central assistance to the extent of ₹2,593.95 crore has been received from 199899 to 2013 से 14 and an amount of ₹2,570.18 crore has been utilized by the end of March 2014. Biju KBK Plan. In order to fill up critical gaps in development of the KBK region, a scheme Biju KBK Plan was launched during the year 2006-07 in the KBK districts out of the state's own funds. The focused areas of the scheme are Bijli, Sarhak and Pani village electrification including street lighting, construction of concrete roads within the village or any other form of connectivity and Odisha Economic Journal, Vol 48, number 1 and 2, July 2016, 129. Creation of irrigation Bata drinking water source. An outlay of ₹120 crore has been proposed for this scheme in the annual plan 2014-15. Out of that, ₹80 crore has been provided towards state sector and ₹40 crore for district sector. Biju Kandhamal Gajpati Yojana, BKZY. The state government launched a new special development initiative called BKZY during 2009-10 under the state plan in order to accelerate the development process and expedite poverty reduction in tribal dominated Kandhamal and Gajpati districts. The focused areas of the scheme are Bijli, Sarhak, Pani and livelihood initiatives. An annual outlay of ₹28.50 crore has been envisaged for the scheme and accordingly a sum of ₹28.50 crore have been proposed in the annual plan 2014-15. Western Odisha Development Council (WORC). The state government has constituted a WORC comprising of 10 districts spread over about 57,384 sq km, which is 36.85% of the total geographical area of the state. A total sum of ₹893.38 crore has been provided to WORC since inception. A grant in aid of ₹100 crore and a special grant of ₹50 crore has been provided to the council annually since 2008-09 to undertake developmental programs in the area. The council has approved 21,327 projects, out of which 15,740 projects have been completed. During the year 2013-14, the council has approved 2,842 completed projects out of 3,895 new projects with estimated cost of ₹143.37 crore. Backward Regions Grant Fund (BRGF). This is a central scheme launched during the year 2006-07 in 20 districts. Since inception till date, the total receipts under BRGF was ₹1,937.78 crore and expenditure was ₹1,775.55 crore and completed 57,739 number of projects out of 89,734 taken up. The total annual provision for 2013-14 under BRGF scheme made by the Government of India is ₹437.1 crore. Out of this provision, ₹417.1 crore is earmarked for development grant and B. Integrated Action Plan (IAP). A special scheme called Integrated Action Plan (IAP) has been introduced by the Government of India from the year 2010-11 for selected tribal and backward districts. The scheme has been renamed as Additional Central Assistance (ACA) for LWE affected districts from the year 2013-14. Initially a block grant of 25 Special Central Assistance for TSP area. Special Central Assistance (SCA) is being received from the Ministry of Tribal Affairs (MOTA) for implementation of programs under ITDA, MADA, and DTDP, and MPC for development of scheduled tribes. During 2013 से 14, an amount of 133 रुपए 21 पैसे crore has been spent on different schemes and 1348 works have been completed covering 0.94 lakh beneficiaries. Similarly, MOTA provides grant in aid as SCA to the state under extant proviso of Article 275I of the Constitution for creation of infrastructure in TSP area and for setting of model schools. Besides, integrated livestock development has been included under this program, which aims at providing services of artificial insemination and veterinary first aid to cows and buffaloes by setting up 770 integrated livestock development centers in tribal areas of 13 districts at a total project cost of 108 रुपए 6 पैसे crore. Gopbandhu Gramin Yojana (GGY). The scheme has been launched by the state government during 2006-07 with a view to providing additional developmental assistance to the targeted 11 districts which are not covered under the BRGF. The principal objective of the scheme is to provide rural infrastructure, primarily bijli, sarhak, and pani, to every revenue village in the identified districts. During 2013 से 2014, a sum of 225 रुपए crore has been provided for implementation of GGY project. During the year, emphasis has been given on construction of cement concrete road within the village and connecting a village with nearest PMGSY or Odar road. Another sector on which emphasis has been given during this financial year is funding support for higher capacity distribution transformers and reconducting of 33 kV line under GGY. It has been decided in the high-level meeting that funds not exceeding 3 रुपए crore per district per year under GGY will be utilized for replacement of bund transformers and providing high-power transformer to provide uninterrupted power supply in rural areas. Conclusion and strategies for balanced growth. Removal of regional disparities. Disparities has been one of the important development strategies of the state government. However, due to several economic, social and institutional obstacles, all regions in Odisha have not shared the gains of development in an equitable manner. One of the criticisms of economic reforms and globalization is that they do not have human face. Although economic growth increased in Odisha, inclusive and balanced growth has to be improved. We suggest following measures for enhancing growth and to overcome the issues in Odisha. If we define equity in terms of empowerment and increase in the participation of the poor, there is no trade-off between inclusive and balanced growth and economic growth. Second, agriculture development should be given priority for more balanced growth. Agriculture has been an area of strength for Odisha but has not received adequate priority in the last 2 decades. Stepping up agricultural growth is essential for raising the growth rate in GSDP and for reducing poverty. Third, investment in infrastructure is important for inclusive and balanced growth. For this, sequencing of reforms or phasing of public policy is important. Priority should, therefore, be given to the policies that improve quality and quantity of employment growth. Priority to public investment in physical, irrigation, roads, communications, transport, electricity, etc., and human infrastructure, health, education, etc., is considered one of the important factors responsible for inclusive growth. Odisha Economic Journal, Vol. Fourth one, which is related to second one, is that structural change in economy which should follow agriculture industry service sequence. For example, in GDP shares, like other states in India, Odisha jumped from agriculture to services without concentrating on manufacturing. Therefore, there is a need to develop industry in order to improve employment. Fifth, equality of opportunities is important. Even if we do not follow equitable distribution of assets, everyone should get equal opportunity for better education and health. A sustained emphasis on education and health and improvement in delivery of public services are needed in the next decade in many states for inclusive growth. Sixth, the regional disparities can be reduced by speedy completion of ongoing irrigation projects, investments in remaining irrigation projects and rehabilitation of tanks, etc. in drought-prone regions of KBK region. Public expenditure on health and education needs to be stepped up substantially, focusing on less developed areas. Seventh, Southeast AN and East AN experience shows that globalization with better initial conditions have increased employment and incomes for workers and lead to equitable development. Therefore, Odisha should also learn from these experiences. Eighth, the development of technology is important for inclusive and balanced growth. For example, the spread of Green Revolution in Odisha showed that small farmers benefited from technology. This is because gains from technology are widely distributed. Therefore, stopping up agricultural growth through the use of biotechnology holds considerable prospects for reducing regional and interpersonal disparities. Ninth, it has been recognized that better governance is very important for inclusive and balanced development. This is important for better implementation of sectoral policies and poverty alleviation programs. Social mobilization, community participation, and decentralized approach are needed. Tenth, all over the world it is recognized that decentralization in terms of transferring power to local councils is important for rural development. Odisha needs to make a significant progress towards financially and administratively strengthening these institutions, making them self-sustaining. 11th suggestion is the need to have economic reforms in relation to socio-economic environment. However, these economic phenomena are present largely a superstructure which is profoundly influenced by the underlying socio-political factors. The economic reforms may not be sustainable if the burden falls disproportionately on the poorer sections of the population. Therefore, there may be a need for meaningful economic reforms that is in line with socio-political factors. Some political space is needed in implementing policies. To conclude, there is a need to operationalize a plan for achieving inclusive and balanced growth during the plan period and beyond in Odisha. The action plan should cover the priority areas like agriculture, employment, and social sectors. It should have a plan for removing economic and social deprivation across all regions and for socially disadvantaged sections. 132 उड़ीसा इकोनॉमिक जर्नल वोल 48 नंबर 1 एंड 2 जूलिडक 2016 रेफरेंसेस डीटन एंगस एंड जीन रीज